The next question is, the first time I heard RBL Posse. Well, let me say this. I heard RBL before y'all heard RBL. During the whole time we was recording direct from the back streets, Black C and Mr. C was in the studio with us. You know what I'm saying? We had already knew TC for a while, and they had too, but we had never met each other. So when we first started recording direct from the back street, it used to be two dark-skinned niggas just sitting in the corner quiet, just rolling up their weed and just observing, just watching while we was recording and stuff. So one day I asked T, I'm like, hey man, who's your boy in there? You know what I'm saying? Niggas with the all black on. And he's like, oh, that's a RBL, that's a Black C and Mr. C, you know what I'm saying? They finna start working on their shit. You know, they would just come to the studio to get a feel of it and see, you know, how everything moved. So we like, okay, cool. So we got cool after that. We started hanging and we finished up direct from the back street. And we just got real cool. So when RBL started working on Lesson to Be Learned, I used to just go up there and just hang out at the studio. And just, you know, I used to go sit in on Young Selsky sessions, or I'll go sit in on Cold War Hustling sessions or Cool Nut sessions. I used to just go up there and just hang out, just get bored, just go to Frisco and hang out at TC house all day and fuck around. So when RBL first started working on Lesson to Be Learned, I was there today. I was, you know, the town was kind of hot. Boys that came through, so I dipped out to TC spot to just fuck around. So when I walked in the building, he was playing a Marvin Gaye record. The name of the song was After the Dance.
Heard them.
And he kept playing.
In 1992, with the release of their tape, A Lesson to Be Learned. And that was another one of those things where it was truly artists, an act who came, you know, it was from the street upwards. So people on the street were totally into it. So you go anywhere, and people were, especially in San Francisco, people were bumping Lesson to Be Learned by RBL Posse. And then there's this song about Don't Give Me No Bammer that everybody gravitated towards. And then Jason Blaine, who ran In a Minute Records, he was like, yeah, we got to do this as a single and a video. So then they did a year later, even doing a radio version of it. And but RBL Posse were truly one of these groups who came straight from the streets. It was a long time before they sort of got recognition on the airwaves and other places, but they had the distinctive sound, and it represented, you know, part of San Francisco, and went on. And of course then tragedy would follow. But TC, the producer, you know, was also responsible. And when you go back, it's like people, you know, when you go back and you listen to a lot of these releases, like A Lesson to Be Learned, and you just listen to the production alone, it is mind-blowing. And it's like, honestly, I think that the music there was so much of it was coming out at the time that people couldn't fully digest it, because there were so many other things they were focused on. And also it takes time to kind of go back and listen. Even with like a lot of the so-called, you know, mob gangster shit from the Bay, if you go back and listen to a lot of the stuff from the late 80s, early 90s, you hear a lot of scratching in there. And, you know, this is like hip-hop music, even though at the time it was not considered always, you know, hip-hop by everybody.
Yeah, so I told him, I was like, man, that's my mom's favorite song, Marvin Gaye, After the Dance. I said, what the fuck you finna do with that? He said, watch this. He took one little part and looped that bitch. And it was just like a continual loop. I said, blood, what the fuck is you about to do with that? He said, watch this. So I sat there, I rolled me up another beat. He put the drums on that bitch, and he worked the sample out, put the strings on that motherfucker, put all the hi-hats and all the shit in it. And once he finished constructing that motherfucking beat, I said, bruh, nigga, me and Tim want this beat, nigga, let us get this. He's like, nah, nigga, this RBL beat. Black C brought me this sample, this for they shit. I was like, bruh, what they finna do to this motherfucker? And he made that beat, and he made Remind Me the same day. Damn. I was actually there when he recorded, when Mr. C and Black C recorded the vocals for Remind Me. I was actually there. Matter of fact, I was there when they did the vocals for Don't Give Me No Bammer Weed, because for a long time, a lot of motherfuckers thought that was me on the hook. a lot of motherfuckers thought that was me singing the hook, Don't Give Me No Bammer Weed. But that wasn't me, that was Black C.
Black C,
yeah. And from there, it was just on. So the whole time they was recording Lessons to Be Learned, I was there. You know, I pull up, if I ain't doing nothing, I slide in, watch them record some shit, and you know, I was loving what I was hearing. You know, at the same time, TC had acquired another artist named Dre Dog, and you know, I used to go up there and listen in on Dre Dog sessions. Me and Tina go up there and listen in on Dre Dog sessions, and you know, the whole shit. We was actually in the Av video. Dre Dog got a video for the Av. Me and Tina's on there.
To the land, I just might get there by hand. You understand, we break down the flower plan. What's the plan? What must I say it again?